Phil Neville's England women's team qualified for the knockout stages of the 2019 World Cup in France and lined up a last 16 tie with Cameroon. The Lionesses, who won all three of their group stage matches at the Women's World Cup for the first time, kicked off their campaign with a 2-1 victory over debutants Scotland in Nice. Head coach Phil Neville set England up in a 4-3-3, with Keira Walsh acting as the deep-lying central midfielder behind Jill Scott and Fran Kirby. Ellen White started as the central striker, supported from wide areas by Beth Mead on the left and Nikita Parris on the right. With Scotland's number 10, Kim Little, tasked with affecting Walsh, England found playing out through the midfield difficult. Despite this, they dominated possession, and centre-backs Steph Houghton and Millie Bright were able to find their full-backs in space, most notably on the right, where Lucy Bronze and Nikita Parris rotated to excellent effect. In central areas, England looked to the movement of their attacking midfield players, particularly Jill Scott, to create space for White to receive. Scott's consistent runs into ball-side spaces between Scotland's centre-backs and full-backs worked to drag the midfield screen out of position, freeing up space for White and Kirby to combine and create good attacking opportunities. England took the lead against Scotland with 14 minutes on the clock, after the VAR ruled that Nicola Doherty had handled in the box. Paris thumped home the resulting penalty. Neville's team used switches of play to overcome Scotland's compact defence, and it was after one such switch that Bronze drove into the Scotland box in the passage of play that led to White scoring England's second goal late in the first half. For their second group game against Carlos Barrejo's Argentina, Neville freshened up the spine of the team, which was set up, as against Scotland, in a 4-3-3. Carly Telford started in goal, the injured Millie Bright was replaced by Abby McManus in central defence, Jade Moore came in as England's midfield pivot, and Jodie Taylor started as the central striker. Argentina were determined and well organised, defending in a disciplined low block. Consequently, England tried to create overloads in wide areas, with Alex Greenwood and Beth Mead proving effective on the left, just as Lucy Bronze and Nikita Parris had been on the right against Scotland. Despite Argentina's lack of ambition, Neville's team had little joy in the first half, and it wasn't until the Argentinians committed more numbers to attack in the second half that England were able to use their pace in transition. The only goal of the game came after Scott drove forwards and found Kirby, also in a central position. She found Mead out wide. With the Argentina defence narrow, Mead had the time to place her cross perfectly for Taylor to finish first time. Phil Neville made 8 changes for the third and final group game against Japan, who ended England's previous World Cup campaign at the semi-final stages. Karen Bardsley returned in goal, Millie Bright reclaimed her place in central defence with Demi Stokes in at left-back. Walsh was once again in the holding role behind Georgia Stanway and Jill Scott in midfield, while Duggan and Daly flanked Ellen White, England's central striker. England struggled to play around or through Japan, with their best chances on goal coming from attacking transitions, specifically early central pass situations created by their high-press defensive setup. The opening goal came from such a scenario. Walsh stepped in and turned over possession, played to Stanaway, who then made a direct central pass through to the on-running White, who split the centre-backs with her well-timed run and finished calmly into the corner. Despite their early goal, England's use of a single pivot midfield player was thwarted by Japan's pressing game and compact units. England overcame this by flattening their ball-side fullback, attracting Japan's ball-side winger, opening up the half space which England 10's Duggan, and in this instance Daly, were able to utilise to receive passes from Walsh and break lines. England pressed high to prevent Japan from controlling possession in their own half. Ellen White was responsible for affecting the centre-backs and forcing the play in one direction. Stanway and Scott then dealt man-for-man with the Japanese central midfielders, leaving Walsh to deal with the ball-side screen of the nearest centre-forward. White sealed the victory with her second goal of the game 6 minutes from time, taking her tally for England to 31. Neville's rotation gamble paid off, and the Lionesses will be confident ahead of their knockout tie with 46th-ranked Cameroon in Valenciennes on Sunday. Coach Phil Neville was pleased with his squad's performance. The objective before the game was to win the game, get the 3 wins and top the group. We've done that. We needed this game, I think, to have a different test, and we got that. Some of our play in the first half was fantastic, but in the second half a few of the players that maybe hadn't played as much got a little bit tired. But it's job done, and we're looking forward to the last 16.